A husband constantly humiliates his wife, pushing her to the edge emotionally. Feeling neglected and lonely, she struggles to hold on to the hope that their marriage can still be saved. During this difficult period, she meets a servant who treats her with kindness and respect. Over time, she begins to develop feelings for him, but her sense of loyalty and moral responsibility prevents her from acting on those emotions. Despite everything, she refuses to give up on her marriage. One day, she goes shopping for a special perfume, hoping it might help rekindle her husband's affection. After finally finding the perfect fragrance, an affluent young woman suddenly appears and insists on buying the same perfume. Even after learning that it has already been purchased, she offers a much higher price and attempts to use her wealth and influence to take it for herself. Watching the arrogant woman's behavior, the wife begins to wonder how much longer she can continue sacrificing her dignity and self-respect.
ชอบนักนะแย่งของคนอื่นเขาเนี่ยที่แกว่าใครนางเซินไม่ได้ว่าใครหรอกค่ะจนกระทั่งมีคนร้อนตัวเข้า
After standing up for herself, the wealthy young woman became furious and slapped her. Refusing to be intimidated, she immediately slapped back. What she didn't realize was that this single incident would become a turning point in her fragile marriage. Filled with anger and humiliation, she returned home. To calm her emotions, she immersed herself in embroidery, hoping the delicate work would ease the pain in her heart. However, her peace was short-lived. Soon, her husband stormed into the room, visibly upset. Without listening to her side of the story, he insisted that she accompany him to apologize to the wealthy woman. When they arrived, he instructed her to remain polite, smile, and maintain a respectful attitude. Moments later, the young woman appeared, and he immediately stepped forward to greet her with remarkable courtesy and warmth. Watching this unfold before her eyes, the wife felt her heart sink. It seemed as though her feelings, dignity, and suffering meant nothing. In that moment, countless emotions, hurt, disappointment, and confusion rushed through her mind.
ถ้าเซินต้องขอโทษเพราะตบคุณหญิงก็ต้องขอโทษเซินด้วยค่ะเพราะว่าคุณหญิงตบเซินก่อน
When the wealthy young woman noticed that Xiaoshen showed no sign of the apology she expected, she immediately brought up her powerful father. As famed superior, her father held significant influence over his career, and she knew that a poorly delivered apology could potentially affect his future. For the sake of her husband's ambitions, Xiaoshen swallowed her pride and humiliation. She sincerely apologized with folded hands, hoping to end the conflict. However, the young woman's arrogance only grew stronger. She insisted that a simple apology was not enough and demanded that Xiaoshen kneel and beg for forgiveness. Feeling helpless, Xiaoshen looked toward fame, hoping he would finally defend her dignity. Yet he remained completely silent. His silence hurt her more than any insult. In the end, she reluctantly knelt and apologized. But the most heartbreaking moment was still to come. The wealthy woman then presented the very perfume she had taken from Xiaoshen as a gift of fame. Watching their increasingly intimate behavior shattered Xiaoshen's remaining trust. Things became even worse when the two openly discussed plans for a private meeting the following evening, right in front of her. Unable to endure any more humiliation, Xiaoshen rushed to her room and began packing her belongings, determined to leave. Fame stopped her and tried to explain that everything he had done was supposedly for her own protection. To Xiaoshen, however, those words sounded like nothing more than excuses. She finally spoke her mind. If you no longer love me, then let's end this marriage. Marry the woman you truly want. Those words instantly ignited Fame's anger.
อย่ามาประชดพี่แบบนี้พี่เป็นผัวเธอหัดให้ความเคารพพี่ซะบ้าง
เซินเป็นเมียพี่ไม่ต้องให้ความเคารพจะตบจะตีก็ได้หรอคะ
ก็เธอพูดจาไม่ดีกับพี่ก่อนพี่ก็ต้องสั่งสอนเธอสิ
ถ้าการตบเมียมันจะทำให้พี่รู้สึกถึงความเป็นชายชาตรีขึ้นมาแล้วก็ตบอีกสิคะตบเซินอีกสิตบอีกสิ
ท้าพี่เหรอ
คุณพี่ตบสั่งสอนเซินก็ถูกแล้วล่ะค่ะเพราะเซินเป็นเมียที่เลวปากไม่ดีที่อย่างผัวชอดเอาอีกสิตบเซินอีกตบให้มันเจ็บกว่านี้แล้วก็ตบให้มันตายไปเลยให้มันตายไปเลยทำสิ
ออกไปพ้นหน้าพี่
The painful confrontation with her husband shattered the last piece of hope she still held for their marriage. Overwhelmed with heartbreak, she left the house and asked Tan to take her to the special place where she felt truly at peace. Throughout the journey, tears streamed down her face. Memories of loneliness, neglect, and humiliation flooded her mind. Every moment of being ignored and undervalued by her husband came rushing back. Tan watched quietly, his concern and compassion becoming the only comfort she could find. At that moment, she made a life-changing decision. She no longer wanted to live solely as the perfect wife others expected her to be. For the first time, she wanted to listen to her own heart. She opened up to Tan and shared her deepest feelings. Since her mother's passing, she had always felt like a bird trapped inside a cage. Marriage had once seemed like an escape, but instead, she found herself trapped in another form of confinement. In her eyes, Tan was the person who had given her the courage to rediscover herself and reclaim her freedom. When she returned home, her husband immediately questioned where she had been and why she was so late. She avoided the truth, claiming she had visited her family, then hurried to her room. Yet her emotional transformation did not go unnoticed. Meanwhile, Tan remained calm and thoughtful, as though he understood that important events were about to unfold. The following day, her husband left for an outing and did not return for dinner. Taking advantage of the quiet day, she once again visited the countryside with Tan. This time, there was no hesitation between them. They walked side by side through the fields, sharing a sense of warmth and understanding. During that peaceful moment, she realized something important. What she once believed was love, at first sight may have been nothing more than an illusion. True love is not built on fleeting attraction. It grows through respect, trust, patience, and unwavering support. Her journey was not only about love, it was also about self-discovery. After years of feeling controlled, ignored, and emotionally confined, she finally began to understand her own worth. Will this new chapter bring her the happiness she has been searching for? Will her husband's schemes eventually turn against him? The story is far from over. Stay tuned for the next chapter. Please like and subscribe and comment for next part.